thrilled to be co-hosting these powerful sessions with Daniel. So today or tonight, to commemorate the World No Tobacco Day, which will be held globally tomorrow, we are not just raising awareness, but we also taking a stand and demand for stronger tobacco control policy.
Yeah, the WHO has stated that this year's theme is all about exposing the deceptive tactics of the tobacco industry, especially on how they target the youth. But today, as we all are youth here, we fight back with truth, we share insights, and share our courage with solidarity.
Yes, and for today, we've got an inspiring lineup of young speakers from around the world that will share firsthand stories and expose on how the tobacco industry is targeting us, the youth. And we will also later on we'll have a very short Q&A session. So making sure that you're taking a note and prepare for your questions to be asked to our amazing panelists today. And last but not least, we will have a closing statement of empowerment from the one and only Manik Margana Mahendra as the recipient of the Global Young Ambassador of the Year award from CTFK or Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids.
Okay, before we dive into the conversation, to make this event even more meaningful, we want to hear from you, the audience, the youth in this room. And Sarah will lead you through.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. So I believe everyone here already familiar with menti.com, right? So you guys can just um open the link and then type or open your browser, of course, www.menti.com, and then you can put the code. I already shared it on the chat box. The code is 11411996. So our team will also help to share the screen so you guys can also see the answer from the fellow participants tonight. So I'll give you 10 seconds. No kidding. 30 seconds perhaps. Is it enough for everyone to open your browser? Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing the link. You guys can just click the link that Daniel already shared in the chat box, and then you guys can also just type the code, which I already shared on the chat box as well. Or you guys can also scan the barcode on the screen now. So there's a lot of options, guys. You can just type the code on the website, and then you guys can also, just in case you guys join this webinar with your laptop and you have your phone in your right hand right now, you guys can also scan the barcode. Or other things, I think I can also help to share the link. So no need to type another code for joining the menti.com. Um, is anyone joining already? Maybe you can give some reactions if you successfully joined the menti.com. In the meantime, I will also share with you the link so you can just automatically join the
Yeah,
menti.com.
maybe Sally can help us and share what's the Menti is
Yes,
like. You
please.
can please share the Menti screen with us.
Yes, please. Thank you. So again, for everyone who just joined, welcome. Thank you so much for joining our sessions tonight. So we are currently having some little exercise before we got a lot of amazing insights from our amazing panelists. So you guys can just visit the menti.com. Oh, I see a lot of answers already, Daniel. Wow. Okay. Okay, keep coming, keep coming. For those who has
Okay, empowerment. Interesting.
yeah. And
As fellow youth,
then
we need to empower each other. Yeah.
exactly. And then insightful inspirations, which I believe that's one of the motivations for you all to join tonight's webinar, right? Um, youth voices, amazing. And then youth, of course, all of us here are the amazing youth that gather here to get inspired by all of our amazing panelists.
Okay, shall we move on to the next question, Sarah?
Yes, please. Okay, next one. What do you do personally want to achieve or contribute during these sessions? So a lot of things that you can do during today's sessions, right? Maybe you want to ask a lot of questions to our panelists. What will you do, Daniel?
I
What?
want to know. Oh, sorry. I guess. Wait, something's wrong with my.
That's okay. Okay, we're still waiting for your answer, guys. Okay, raising awareness about health, contribute to youth declarations or voices. Wow. Listen, learn. What else? What else? I want to know how to become inspiring like Manik. Okay, Manik, you have a lot of homework here. So making sure that you will
Oh, please
will
no.
share the tips and trick with all of us, okay? What
I
else?
am actually the one who typed that.
Oh my god. What else, guys? We have a lot of panelists tonight. Maybe some of you also curious with one or two or three of our panelists tonight. Learn to be a youth advocate. Listen carefully and pay attention to enhance my insight about tobacco control. Wow, amazing. Keep moving. Involvement, yay.
Involvement, of course. We will learn and know how we can get involved more, yes, Sarah.
Exactly, for sure. This is the interesting one. Wanna more know about tobacco industry tactics.
Want to know more, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah, want to
exactly.
know more about tobacco industry tactics. Okay.
Which I think we will get a lot of insight from our panelists today. And last but not least, learn about tobacco regulations from other countries and learn. Yes, because for tonight's sessions, we're having a lot of speakers coming from a lot of countries as well, not only from the Southeast Asia, but also in Asia in more general. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
we can move on to the last questions, Daniel. Shall
of
we?
course. Yeah, I guess
Okay,
we have enough responses already. And while
sure.
we wait for others, let's carry on with the next agenda and keep in mind these expectations that we have
Yeah.
wrote. And let us move to our speaker sessions.
Yes, please.
And let's get straight into it. Each speaker will share a powerful insight on how tobacco control is in their country, how the tobacco industry tactics are manipulating and targeting youth, as what the mentee is saying earlier. And yeah, how are the youth involved, are making changes and fighting against the tobacco industry.
Then let us move on to the next session, which is we will hear a lot of amazing insights from our amazing panelists, of course. And please join me to welcome our first panelist for tonight, which is Judy De Los Reyes from the Philippines. Yay! Hi, Judy. How are you?
Hi. Hola.
Hola.
Magandang gabi. Good evening from the Philippines.
Magandang gabi. Wow,
Selamat
salamat po.
sore.
Selamat malam. Salamat po for
Yes.
joining us, Kuya Judy. So, allow me to give a little bit introductions about Judy. So, Judy or Judy De Los Reyes is a youth leader from Quezon City, Metro Manila, that dedicated to protecting young people from the harms of smoking and vaping. He serves as the project leader and coordinator at Parents Against Vape, coalitions of parents advocating for stronger policy reforms on tobacco and e-cigarettes regulations. Through Youth Against Vape, the youth arm of PAV, he guides and mobilizes young advocates in creating healthier, smoke-free communities. Judy is also the campaign coordinator for the Global Youth for Tobacco Control, or Y4TC, where he leveraged digital platforms to raise awareness and lead youth-driven advocacy efforts. Wow. Okay, so without further ado, Judy, the screen is yours.
Hello, everyone. And let me share my screen. So it's time to break the illusion of the tobacco industry and allow me to share some of the insights and experiences we have here in the Philippines. So, uh, welcome again, our participants. Okay, so the tobacco industry continues to evolve. Okay, and so do its tactics to attract you. So today, many of the products and design are designed to look like gadgets or toys, as you can see on your screen. Okay, there are tobacco products. This one, the tiger. So it's basically it's a vape device disguising as a toy. Um, so designed to look like gadgets or toys, so small, colorful, and easy to conceal. So they use sleek packaging, modern branding, and tech forward lifestyle image that feels trendy and aspirational. So they invest heavily in social media using influencers, celebrities, and carefully crafted their content to shape positive perceptions of their products. And as we all know, the tobacco industry um, uh, introduces these products as safer and healthier alternative to smoking, which is truly false. Okay. So, in stores, we see free trials, giveaways, and attractive in store displays that normalize these products and make them seem harmless. So, what's dangerous is how all of these feel so fun and familiar. But at the core, it's still about promoting addiction. The goal is to make nicotine part of youth culture. Again, we are their new client, their target market. So, allow me to share some of the challenges we experienced recently here in the Philippines. So, in April 2025, we faced a major challenge with the Philip Morris International, the PMFTC. So the Philippine affiliate of Philip Morris organized a massive event in Taguig City here in the National Capital Region. So the event featured international celebrity like DJ Steve Aoki and was used to launch the IQOS Luma X Steve Aoki limited edition device. So what made it especially alarming was how they tied product sales to access. So purchasers of the limited edition IQOS Illuma received free event passes and exclusive production bundles, creating a dangerous mix of entertainment, celebrity appeal, and tobacco promotion. So clearly designed to attract young consumers. So this event blurred the lines between the lifestyle and addiction. It wasn't just a party for they always use the legal age consumers, but you know, let's call a spade a spade. So uh, it's they are primarily targeting young consumers. So it wasn't just a party; it was a calculated marketing strategy to hook the next generation of users right under our noses. So what we did after the controversial IQOS Illuminative Aoki event was announced, so civil societies and youth advocates acted quickly. So in April 14, 2025, we filed a formal complaint with the uh, Department of Trade and Industry. So the complaint was filed against the PMFTC citing violations of the Republic Act 11900, or we call it the Vape Regulation Law, or the Vaporized Nicotine and Non-Nicotine Products Regulation Act. So the complaint specifically raised concerns over celebrity endorsements, and event sponsorships, which are restricted under the law. So, in response, the Department of Trade and Industry issued a cease and desist order on April 23, 2025. And we are grateful with the DTI for their swift action. So, finding the PMFTC in violation of the Section 12 of the vape law, so which bans tobacco and vape sponsorships on concerts and similar events. So PMFTC has since announced that it will comply and suspend related promotions. So according to our local partners, the event did not push through after the LGU withheld its permit. So while this action from the DTI and LGU shows that enforcement mechanisms can work, it also highlights the tobacco industry's persistent efforts to test the limits of the law using celebrity influence and event marketing to stay relevant among the youth. So isn't just a win; it's a warning. The industry is adapting, and so must our vigilance. So thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you, Judy, for sharing with us the condition there in the Philippines, how the tobacco industry are using artists, DJ, Steve Aoki to promote their product, which is vape, and how the youth are complaining to the government and they furthermore ban and react to the complaint. Next, we will move on to Nadir from Indonesia. Perhaps Indonesia is also having a similar situation here with Judy. Allow me to introduce Nadir. Nadir is the former president of the Indonesian Public Health Student Senate Association, where he led a national network of student organizations advocating for health and youth empowerment. He is also the current founder and executive director of Beyond Health Indonesia, an organization dedicated on enhancing the knowledge, skills, and impact of public health students and graduates across the country. Nadir, are you ready?
Okay,
Yeah, the screen is yours.
okay, thank you, Daniel. I would like to share about the manipulation of the tobacco industry in Indonesia. As an introduction, I would like to say the government compromise with the tobacco industry raises serious concern. Next slide. Okay, the increasing prevalence of child smoker reflection the government's failure to protection Indonesian youth. With the youth are worried and ask, is the Indonesian government truly seriously about protection the nation future or not? Next slide. Indonesia is facing at least two major challenges in tobacco control. The first about highlight of conflict of interest and industry interference in policy making. The second one, the manipulation by the tobacco industry through advertising, promotion, and sponsorship. Next slide. About highlight level of conflict of interest and industry interference in policy making. On clear exampling of this is the removal of the article on tobacco control in the health law, which reflect at political compromises at the expense of the public health. Furthermore, investigation have revealed affiliation between ranking official and the tobacco industry, raising serious question about the neutrality in policy making. In in addition, the massive involvement of tobacco companies in government forum and policymaking process further erode and integrity and credibility of tobacco control effort. The next slide about the manipulation by the tobacco industry through advertising, promotion, and sponsorship. Despite accepting regulation, cigarette cigarette advertising continue to flood to flood digital platform. This as of the target youth with playing visual and music in misleading message. Moreover, the packing of cigarette production remains unregulation, and as a result, tobacco companies can freely design, pack the glamorous smoking and attract new user. Additional, the lack of strong and consistent police intervention hampers effort to limit cigarette promotion effectively. To make matters worse, the tobacco industry manipulation public perception by sponsoring sport and youth, even falsely portraying itself partnered in youth development. Thank you for your attention. I hand over to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Nadir, for the very interesting and also fruitful presentations. And as Nadir mentions before, that in Indonesia and I think most of the countries as well facing the same problems, there are two major challenges, which are the lobbying and also marketing. And when we talk about the lobbying, there's a lot of conflict of interest and industry interference in the policy making process. And again, when we talk about the marketings, there are a lot of manipulations through tobacco advertising, promotions, and sponsorships, be it through internet, sports events, and other youth activities such as music festivals. So there's a lot of things that we need to really pay attention for, and there's really vital role, especially from the government, to have a stronger policy. So thank you so much, Nadir from Indonesia. And next up, we actually have Ziad, but unfortunately, Zia from Pakistan would not be able to join us due to some reasons. So maybe after this, we can also share with you Zia's profile, so you can also still take a look of all of the experience and also works that Ziad and his team's done in Pakistan. So let's move on to our next amazing speakers. We have Alvina from Kenya. Hi, Alvina. Are you
Hello.
here? Hi, how
Yes,
are
yes, I am
you?
here. I'm fine, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining tonight's webinar. So allow me to share a little bit about yourself first, and I believe you will also introduce yourself later on. So we have here Alvina Majiwa from Kenya. Alvina is a dedicated tobacco control and health promotion champion from Nairobi, Kenya. She is the executive director of Health Conscious Africa with 5 years of valuable experience across multiple sectors, including academia, government, private sectors, and also, of course, the civil society organizations. Elvina actively contributes to the global tobacco control efforts through her involvement in several networks, including the Global Youth for Tobacco Control or Y4TC. So, Elvina, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much for that introduction. So I'll talk about the tobacco industry interference in Kenya. So Kenya is in East Africa, and it's very strategic for tobacco industry interference, and we'll talk more about that. Next slide, please. So from the Tobacco Industry Interference Index in Kenya, the global index, just let me explain about the global index so that those who might not know understand. So the Global Tobacco Industry Interference Index measures how governments are implementing Article 5.3, which is a very important article of the WHO FCTC and the implementation guidelines. The lower the score, remember, the lower the level of interference. So data from this index shows from 2019, 2020, 2021 suggests that the industry interference in Kenya has been increasing gradually. And to us as tobacco control champions, this is very alarming and immediate action has to be taken. So in the year 2019, the score was 33. In 2020, the score was 40, and in the year 2021, the score was 39. And this trend has been increasing. So the score is very alarming, and a lot more needs to be done. Next, please. So the tobacco industry tactics are systematic strategies and methods employed by tobacco companies to protect their commercial interest by interfering with and undermining or circumventing tobacco control policies, public health measures. Just as was mentioned by the previous speakers, apart from interfering by using celebrities, using their sleek designs, I'll focus on the interference that we have seen, especially in the policy process. So in Kenya, in the year 2014, BAT, a minute. So sorry about that. So yes, in 2015, BAT Kenya filed a petition at a high court insisting that tobacco regulations of 2014 were unconstitutional and requesting that the regulations be dismissed entirely. So when that time the High Court ruled against BAT, the tobacco company took the case to the Court of Appeal in 2016, and then the Supreme Court in 2017. So in 2019, the Kenya Supreme Court, the highest level of authority, ruled to uphold the regulations, which was very commendable. Engaging in policy with policymakers. We have seen instances where companies like BAT, Mastermind Tobacco, have on multiple occasions directly engaged parliamentary committee members, and this is just to influence them. In addition, working through third parties. So we've seen several third parties being involved. And these third parties include associations of manufacturers. We've seen technical barriers, trade. So it's always trade organizations. Lastly, unnecessary interactions. We've seen a lot of unnecessary interactions over the years between the tobacco industry and government officials or officials who are policy makers. Next slide, please. Lastly, challenges and solutions. So the rise of new nicotine and tobacco products poses a fresh regulatory challenge. So with online marketing and the need for enhanced marketing surveillance at points of entry. Kenya is a country of considerable strategic importance of tobacco manufacturers operating in Africa due to both its, remember, our influence in the region and our strong standing political links with the tobacco industry. So here are the solutions that we propose. Enhanced surveillance can strengthen market surveillance on tobacco and emerging products. Kenya has established a comprehensive legal framework, and we have a Tobacco Control Act, a National Tobacco Control Policy, and the Tobacco Control Regulations. So, and this is, the Tobacco Control Board has oversight over this. So we have very strong laws that govern us. Last slide, please. Next slide, please. All right, yes. So thank you very much. We hope to collaborate with you in terms of industry interference in and monitoring. So strictly monitoring the industry interference, not only in Kenya, but in East Africa and in Africa at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alvina, for sharing with us, and thank you for sharing how the tobacco industry is systemically interfering with the government there in Kenya and oftenly interrupting the policymaking process. Yeah, and it turns out that the youth movement over there are involved deeply in surveillance to prevent similar interference beforehand. Thank you, Alvina, once again. And I would like to remind the audience that we will have a question and answer session after the speakers are done talking. So please keep in mind and write beforehand your question so you don't forget about it. And last but not least, we have the speaker from Vietnam, which is Nhai, or Yeah.
Hi,
Her English name is
everyone.
Jasmine, and yeah. Could you
Can
you can hear
can
me,
you
yeah, Nyan?
yes, perfect.
Okay. Nhai has 3 years of experience working in tobacco control and public policy advocacy in Vietnam, and she is currently working for Lebros, a leading media agency in Vietnam, and is partner of the CTFK. Nhai, the screen is yours.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for all the participants joining the webinar today. And thanks IY4TC and also Y4TC Asia for having me, giving me the opportunity. And I am working as a communicator at one of the leading media agency in Vietnam, and we are the media partner of Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids. Over the past 3 years, I have partnered with WHO Vietnam, the Ministry of Health Vietnam, and also CTFK to implement tobacco control initiatives in Vietnam. So it's such a great honor to be for me to be here, and I hope that I can give you some valuable insights regarding the tobacco industry interference in my home country. So let me share my screen first. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So first of all, I want to show you a chart featuring the tobacco industry interference index in Vietnam. As you can see here, Vietnam ranks among countries with a medium level tobacco industry interference with 57 a score, and it's not in the highest group but not the lowest group, but it is still a big concern for tobacco control organization and champions like us. And it is the data from 2021, so maybe in 2025 the number could be higher. And I think that is the result of many tactics used by the tobacco industry in our country. And I would like to say that we face the same problem as Indonesia or as other country in the region or in the world, that the tobacco industry, they try to use some marketing strategy to promote and sell their harmful products. And more importantly, in Vietnam, they try to influence the policy-making process, because maybe you know that over the past few years, maybe e-cigarette or heated tobacco product hadn't been legal products in our country. So they try to influence the policy making process to make them legal in the market first. So once they are successful, it's easier for them to sell that product to consumer, and especially for young people. So they try to approach government authorities, the lawmakers and policymakers to make policy recommendation. For example, over the past few years, Philip Morris representative, they approach and arrange meetings with high level official and a member of national assemblies in Vietnam. They try to propose their plan and recommendation that these products are less harmful than traditional cigarette. So Vietnamese government should legalize these products in the market. And they also use front groups such as Facts Asia or Street to advocate for policy change. Thirdly, they fund research and spread misinformation about tobacco tax, about the effect of emerging tobacco products as a co-harm reduction strategy. Furthermore, they use the media to publish content in favor of the tobacco industry. They use their money to partner with some of the leading media outlets in our country and also television stations to organize some, workshop and talk shows to bring together like voices of economists, tax experts, and other individuals representing their voices and their benefits. And especially during peak period, when tobacco become like the hot topic of national agenda, they try to organize these events on a regular basis. Um, and additionally, they try to undermine the credibility of organization and individuals supporting tobacco control efforts in our country. Sadly, I would say WHO, the Ministry of Health, and even CTFK are also their target. Um, and lastly, they use their money to implement CSR campaigns to build a positive public image and influence policymakers. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, they sponsor like, equipments and vaccines for hospitals. Yeah, they try to build a very beautiful and a responsible like image among public and policymakers. And additionally, they give like scholarship for university students and also children from underprivileged areas. So I would have to say that despite the fact that we said the FCTC since 2004, it has been very challenging for us to implement the FCTC and also the Article 5.3 because in fact, we haven't had a legal framework to implement the article. I mean, we don't have any regulation or basis to handle like the organization or individual violating the implementation of the article. So at the moment, the Ministry of Health and also other partners are trying to advocate for to include the enforcement of the Article 5.3 into the content of the National Anti-Corruption Program. And the second challenge is the low awareness and knowledge of the interference of the tobacco industry among, authorities, maybe a journalist and the community and even young people. And at the moment, we are also trying to organize some workshop training to provide like evidence-based information regarding like the interference of the tobacco industry for policymakers and journalists, of course, and also for young people. Let's say just yesterday, a communication and debate contest was successfully organized among students in Hanoi, the capital city, and it attracted like students from different, university in the area. They come to discuss about the interference of the tobacco industry, and they propose solution to prevent and to encounter them in the future. And I hope that in the future we can foster more like youth engagement in this battle against the tobacco industry. And lastly, I think it is very essential for us to strengthen like a close and comprehensive collaboration between like the network of tobacco control organizations and relevant authorities to prevent and counteract tobacco industry interference. And I hope that when we make like when we have legal framework, in the enforcement of Article 5.3, we can do like the third solution more effectively. Oh, and okay, the last word I just want to share with you, like our tobacco control win in 2024. It is the National Assembly's resolution banning e-cigarettes and heated tobacco products in Vietnam. And it is not only the policy win for tobacco control champions, it is the win for the public health and also the win over the tobacco industry. After many years, the tobacco industry, they try to undermine the tobacco control efforts. They try to prevent the ban. But finally, we did it. We won. So I just want to say that the tobacco industry, they will never stop, for sure. So do we, especially for young people. We just stay together, united, and we can drive more meaningful change for our health, for our future, and also for our community. Okay, once again, thank you so much for having me here and give me this opportunity to share my experience and my stories. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nyai, for sharing. Thank you for your
Okay.
presentation. And I can see that the tobacco industry is practically everywhere in Vietnam, yeah. From
Mm,
funding researchers, the
mm,
authorities, the government, social media, and even the youth themselves. But at the end, you mentioned on 2024, last year, E6 is banned in Vietnam because of the youth's efforts. And that should be something that we need to celebrate. And from what I heard from other speakers as well, it is clear that the tobacco industry is using similar tactics across country and in terms of targeting the youth. And from what I can conclude, the youth are responding in various ways to fight and defeat the tobacco industry. Next, we would like to hear from our audience. It's time for our Q&A session.
Yes, it's time for our Q&A sessions finally, guys. So it's now your turn to ask questions to our panelists. We have heard a lot from our amazing panelists today. We have Judy, Nadir, Elvina, and also Nai. So, and I believe that there's one or two things that also happen in your countries as well. So maybe if you want to ask questions, or perhaps you can also share your experience if you have faced the same challenges during
Yeah,
your advocacy journey as well. So yeah, you may turn on your microphone or type it on the chat box. But if you want to turn on your microphone, please raise your hand first, as
yeah.
your
Please
convenient
raise
as
your hand
possible.
first, yeah, guys,
Yeah,
because we'll only have time for a few questions. So
yeah.
please keep things sharp and focused, and please mention who your question is and or if it's open to all speakers.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you
Anyone
can
wants to
raise your
ask?
hands up or you can type your question through the chat box.
Yep, as your convenience as possible, guys. Anyone? If not, the speakers will ask questions to you. No, kidding. Anyone wants to ask questions? No? Or share anything, guys. Again, this is a safe space anyway. So anyone wants to ask questions, perhaps? Or maybe if they just came out the questions after the webinar, I believe all of our amazing speakers here is happy to receive any questions after. Would that be okay, everyone? Yay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course, after this, we can stay connected with the speakers, and of course, you guys can share, follow our through our Instagram to get
Yes.
connected with us.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
I see
Tag
someone
them.
is raising
Yep.
their hand over here.
Yeah, we have Ashifa Uzahro Kurunisa. Khairunisa, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you
Hi.
for thank you for the opportunity. I'm Ashifa Uzaro Khairunisa. I'm from Indonesian Youth Council for Tobacco Control. But in this occasion, I'm not going to ask you guys, but my brother, because
Okay.
because he's also watching the Zoom and he pays attention to this issue. So now my
Oh.
brother wants to introduce himself first, and then you can tell them the question.
I want to ask a question.
Your name first.
Oh, hello. My name is Jibril, and
How
I
old
want
are
to
you,
ask.
Jibril?
I'm 11 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing. Okay, please proceed your questions, Jibril.
My question is, how do you prevent children from smoking and vaping in Philippines?
Oh, in Philippines.
Okay. So this
Okay.
question is for you, Judy, but perhaps Nyai could also answer, and also
Alfina and
Alfina could
Nadir as
also answer
well.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jibril, for the questions. Please.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
for the opportunity.
yeah. Thank you, Gabriel. Right? Okay.
Yep,
So
Jibril.
how do we address and even prevent children uh, try smoking? Tobacco smoking or using the traditional cigarette here in the Philippines is part of our culture because uh, uh, the industry has been existing since like what existing 50 years. So they are so um personally what I do, because I'm handling children also like your age, Gabriel. So I am a uh Sunday school teacher in our community, and I'm handling four areas. And what I do is inform these children. We can do a lot of creative stops, because um, cigarette smoking is kind of tricky, and it may sound technical in terms of policy and as an advocate, but as a teacher, so what we do is we inform them with the basic information, and those informations are: first, cigarette smoking is very harmful. Okay, so it is important for the kids to understand that uh, there are no good benefits um, in smoking, in cigarette smoking. Also, let us also um, uh, we also share to them that there are a lot of chemicals in a stick of a cigarette. In the Philippines, we sold cigarettes in sticks, not in package, just like other countries. But in the Philippines, we sold it, and sadly, their parents asked them to buy cigarette sticks. So I think the best strategy also to prevent children from smoking is to inform parents as well. That's why in my organization, the Parents Against Vape, we work with parents too, because uh, surprisingly, many of these parents in the community, they don't know um, what the vape looks like also, you know. And recently, I encountered a 7 years old um child who tried vaping, and the flavor of the vape is strawberry. So that's quite alarming. And and uh, we do this, how we help them, of course, with no judgment. So whenever there's a chance for us to help these people, especially those who want to quit, we we uh, we help them with compassion and no judgment. So for the kids, uh, what I can do, what I can suggest to you, Gabriel, and since you are very good in English, you are so very good at me. So what I can suggest to you, Gabriel, is to use your influence. Uh, as an 11-year-old kid, you have a bigger voice to tell to your friends that cigarette smoking, vaping is dangerous to your health, and it kills people. So I think that message is enough for the kids to understand, and of course, uh, remind our parents about its dangers.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Judy. I'm actually raising my hand because I have a follow-up question, and perhaps later the other speaker could also answer my question. How about the smoke-free areas. I mean, how the Philippine government is protecting children from tobacco smoke. How strict is it over there? Would you please share with us a little?
Okay, so personally, okay, in my POV, okay, in my point of view, okay, the Philippines tobacco control policies. Personally, I say it's very good. You know, we have a lot of tobacco control policies. We have the same tax law, okay, in which the syntax law uh, raises the taxes of tobacco products. You know, we have the graphic health warning, we have the Tobacco Regulation Act, we have the Vape Regulation Act, and a lot. You know, and we also have the president, the then President Duterte issued the executive order promoting smoke-free places. So we have good laws, but sadly, enforcement is quite challenging, especially now that the current administration is pro tobacco. However, the government and the partner agencies of public health advocates still do their best, you know, especially um, in addressing this issue because currently in the Philippines, we have the vape demic. Because like what I said, even a 7-year-old kid has access to these deadly products. Okay, so any interventions, the Department of Education um, uh, issued a lot of administrative order informing schools and teachers to do different activities that will, you know, distract kids and inform them. That will inform the students about the dangers of cigarette smoking and vape. The Department of Health, it has also we also have our national quit line. So for not just for the kids, you know, basically for the adults who want to smoke, we have the national quit line here in the Philippines. Um, there are a lot of interventions so that you know we were able uh, to prevent children accessing to these products. But you know, I would say it's still a work in progress, and that work is very hard. You know, because we are hearing a lot of horror stories of kids uh, having these products, especially the vape. Okay, so what we do if we, you know, our participants here, if you want to be an advocate, okay, embrace it and have a commitment. Um, and you know, you can do your own. You can advocate in your own way. So we can also help the government to protect the children.
Yeah, thank you, Judy, for answering the question and my follow-up question. Perhaps any other speaker would like to answer and share about how is it there in your country and how the government is protecting the children from tobacco, and also how smoke-free is, how strict is smoke-free in your area?
I could go next.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
Alfina.
so yeah, thank you. In Kenya, our government is really working hard to protect the current and the future generation. So currently we have, of course, laws that prohibit the sale of single stick. So we have no sale of single stick, that's in the law. But of course, most of the time implementation is a problem. So this has really helped Kenya in reducing the number of young people using these products. So awareness campaigns as well. And awareness campaigns are not only in the city where people assume that's where tobacco products are sold, so cigarettes, vapes, but also in the rural areas. So that championing of that is really good. Also working on improving on our laws, because long term it will really it will impact the younger generation. So those are the kind of things that we are working on.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alfina. Judy, you want to add something?
Yeah, I'd like to add. Elvina told. in sorry, Alvina mentioned
Course.
the role of the rural areas, and I forgot to mention also the importance of the local government units. So the local government units has the autonomy to implement smoke-free and vape-free ordinances. So what they do also to protect children uh, from smoking and vaping is, they create a lot of smoke free areas. Okay, they create a lot of parks and centers of activities of the young people, because in the national law and in the local law, um, smoking and vaping is prohibited in places where young people, where children are frequent. So that's in school, in parks, and playgrounds, and etc. So the best strategy that the local government does here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Judy. And once again, thank you so much, Elfina, for your answers. Nai or Nadir, do you have anything you want to add, perhaps from your perspective and based on your experience in Vietnam or in Indonesia? Who wants to go first? Okay, Nai. Because Nadir is
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So, from the situation of Vietnam, I would say, for firstly, how the government protect young people from like vaping. Uh, I think the most powerful like tool and method that the policy and the government did that. The government banned like e-cigarette and heatable product in the market. So I think it is the most effective way to protect children and the next generation from these harmful products. But at the same time, we are trying to like uh, to do like more communication campaigns to raise awareness among like young people about the harm of these products, because these products are designed very like appeal like attractive, and so it is easier for children to try and also addicted to these products. So we are like organizing school tours, like talks series at schools to educate children about the importance of stay away from these harmful products. And we also use social medias and newspapers and also television to try to communicate the message. And as Julie mentioned before, we also approach and partnered with parents and teachers, because they plays a very important role in educating and also protecting young people from uh, nicotine addiction. So that's what we are trying to implement. Secondly, regarding the smoke-free environment, sadly I would have to say it is not like uh effective implementation as we like hope in Vietnam, because it is more efficient and effective implementation in urban cities, in urban areas, but not in rural areas. And even in big cities like Hanoi, where I live, maybe in hospital or restaurant and coffee shop where people should not smoke, but they still do that action. So it still affect like secondhand smokers, like uh, women or children. So I think we still need to do more regarding smoke-free environment, like implementation, regulation, something like that. So yeah, that's just a case study from Vietnam.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Couldn't agree more. Nai, thank you so much. Elvina, anything you want to add?
Yes, just when she mentioned digital advocacy, Nihai from Vietnam. I remembered we also do a lot of digital advocacy, and maybe after this webinar, we can share the hashtags and the social media platforms that we put out messages so that we can also learn from each other, which country is doing what, and we can also repost and amplify the message. So in Kenya, the hashtag we're using is World No Tobacco Day, KE, WNTDKE. So just check it out on X, on Facebook, on Instagram. Thank you.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Alfina, for sharing. Yeah, I think that's also one of the things that we can do as well. I mean, in terms of creativity on how we can really utilize the media, not only the conventional one, but also the digital one, because most of us, especially for the young people, are really tech savvy kind of people, right? So yeah, really amazing. Thank you so much for that. Nadir, last but not least, please.
After I heard story in several countries, including from Judy in the Philippines, I become sad by the condition in Indonesia. In Indonesia is still very far from the ideal, from uncontrolled cigarette advertise to the implementation of smoke-free areas that have not been maximum. We hope for a significant change that are much better. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Nadir. Thank you so much. And once again, thank you so much, everyone, all of the panelists for answering Jibril's questions. Jibril, are you still here? Are you agree with all of the things
No.
that? Oh no.
He's shy.
But yeah, thank you so much, Jibril, for your questions. It's really interesting, and now we know more about what happens in every countries, right? So yeah, but unfortunately, because we have a very limited time, Daniel, do we still have time for another questions? No.
Sorry, I was muted. I don't think
Mhm.
so. I guess that's all the time we have for Q&A today. But as I mentioned before, don't worry because you guys can still stay connect with us through Instagram to social media, and don't forget to follow us on Y4TC, and later on you can ask the speakers here. And yeah, shall we move on to the next session, Sarah?
Yes, please. So we've heard a lot from our amazing panelists, right? We also heard some of the questions, trigger questions from our I think youngest audience here, Jibril, which I think can be the next youth advocate or perhaps young ambassadors. And talking about the young ambassadors, now to remind us again why this fight is really matters for all of us and why youth voices are unstoppable, we have a very special motivational message from one of the most leading youth tobacco control advocates from Indonesia.
Yeah. Apart from that, actually, we are also joined from other ambassadors as well.
Yeah.
Judy is from the Philippines, Nya is from Vietnam. There are also Rita from India, one of the young ambassador. Hi, Rita, over there. And also from other countries. And yeah, but as for Sarah mentioned before, we will be hearing from the Global Young Ambassador of the Year, Manik. The screen is yours, Manik.
Hi, hello. Can you hear my voice otherwise?
Yeah,
Yes,
loud and clear,
we
I
Manik.
can
think
hear
my
you.
signal is now. Okay, okay. Sorry, I think I need to stop my video because my signal is not very like good condition. Okay, so earlier I was really happy with today's forum. It felt like a little reunion to me, and it is so great to see you all, especially Alvina and then Judy, Nyai, Rita, hello Rita, and hopefully Ziad can also come with us. But then I don't think this is going to be an empowering message because honestly it feels heavy. It is if it is not truly empowering. I mean, like, it's very happy for me to have this kind of stage. So instead, I will just share, I think, my Pecha Kucha presentation, since all of my friends here have already shared some amazing.
Okay. I'm sure everyone
I
is.
think we are losing money.
Yeah, but I'm sure. Hi, Manik,
Okay.
are you there? We can
Hello,
still.
hello.
Yeah, you can just turn off
Ah,
your microphone.
okay,
Sorry.
I will turn off my
Video. Yes, please.
videos. Yeah, okay. So, again, everyone, I love always to start my story with my personal story. So, 9 years ago, I think my friends and I nearly went to jail for protesting tobacco industry exhibition in Jakarta. This one is the pictures from the exhibition itself back then when in 2016, I think. And we were just students at Universitas Indonesia with some of my other universities friends. We have no money, no power, no protection, but we had something they couldn't control, our voice. Okay, the protest didn't change the world overnight, but it lit a fire inside me, and that fire still burns today. So this month, I received the Global Young Ambassador Award from the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids in Washington, D.C. I accept this not just for myself, but for every young person who has ever stood up to injustice and said, enough is enough. So, but let me be honest, this fight is not abstract for me. It is deeply personal because 3 years ago, my father, who had smoked for most of his life, suffered a stroke. He can no longer walk as he once did. I'm reminded the statistic is a family, a future voice that's been silenced too soon. Sometimes this fight feels like we are living inside the Hunger Games. A big tobacco is the capital, powerful, ruthless, hiding behind glossy marketing, pretending to care about choice while profiting of addiction and death. And us, we are the districts, right? We are the people whose lives are exploited, whose families suffers, whose lungs are has even divided us into factions. Some of us are non-smokers,
Finally.
some are smokers. They hide behind the mask. They manipulate us so we fight each other and forget the real enemy, them, the big tobacco itself. But believe me, everyone, there is always a tipping point. There is always a Katniss Everdeen. She didn't set out to lead a revolution. She just stayed alone. She protected the ones she loved. She became a symbol, not because she wanted to, but because she showed us what courage looks like. That is what we are. We are the Mockingjay. We are not here to play their game. We are here to break it, and we are already doing it. This year, Indonesia passed for government regulation number 28, 2024, a major win for tobacco control in our country. And I think it is not just in Indonesia. Many of you, like in Vietnam, the Philippines, Kenya, Pakistan, India, and beyond, are also fighting the same battle. That victory didn't happen because the capital allowed it. It happened because we kept pushing. Youth politicians, doctors, public health experts, survivors, mothers, journalists, advocates. This wasn't the work of one Katniss ever did. This was the work of a movement. The capital has money, but we have momentum. They have influence, but we have each other. I mean, we have Sarah, we have Daniel, we have Judy, and many other more here in this group, and you guys. And we have also Ashifa's brothers and many other people. But then again, we have truth and it is loud. So to every young person listening, I think you don't need permission to rise. You don't need power to resist. You are not too small, too few, or too young. You are the spark. You are the shift. You are the story they can't silence. To close, I want to share a quote I carry with me from the novel Bumi Manusia by Pramudia Anantatur. That I am very loved. So we have fought as best as we could, as honorably as we should. And we will keep going until every child is free to live, breathe, and dream without being targeted by tobacco and their manipulation. And maybe if do you still remember about Katniss, she will maybe also state the same thing. If we burn, you burn with us. So we are not finished. We are just getting started, everyone. So raise up because this one is our moment. And I don't think I need to say happy World No Tobacco Day, but let's take a moment and reclaim
Okay. I think we lost Manik again. But I believe that Manik, are you there?
this World No Tobacco Day 2025 as a people. Uh, can hear my tobacco industry.
Yeah, I guess Manik said thank you already.
Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah,
believe
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. He just back.
We
He
kind
just
of
back
lost you
from the
in the last
battle.
part over there.
That's okay, Daniel. He just back from the battle. And we really support him. So yeah, thank you so much, Manik, for the really inspiring message. I believe we will have someone else, right, Daniel, that will also like share with us something important.
Yeah. As you can see on the screen, someone is sharing something, but I don't know what are they sharing. Yeah. Next slide, maybe.
No, I think it's
Okay,
already
so I'll share my
okay.
screen,
Yes,
guys.
please.
Oh,
Okay,
it was
so
Judy.
yeah, maybe invite Elvina and Manny. So we just want to once again recognize uh them. So can we give them a heart, round of applause? Because again, um, Manik is our 2025 Global Young Ambassador of the Year. Yay! Party party!
Party, party.
And yeah, party party. And of course, Elvina is one of the recipients of the World No Tobacco Day 2025 Award, African region. So congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah. Congrats also, Alvina.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
okay, again, congratulations. So back to you, Daniel and Sarah.
Yay. Thank you so much, Judy, for sharing with us a really important announcement and huge congratulations to our amazing, amazing youth advocates. We have Manik as the Global Youth Ambassador of CTFK and also Elfina as the World No Tobacco Day 2025 Award African Region Awardee. So congratulations to all of you and congratulations to all of us as well, of course. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time to attending tonight's webinar. How everyone's feeling after hearing a lot of things from our amazing panelists and also hearing the message from Manik earlier. Maybe you can share
Yeah.
one word in the chat box, perhaps.
Before we wrap up, Sarah, actually, Judy would like to share something again. Would like to share his screen again because as our next step, uh, the organizer has prepared something for us as youth as part of the movement, which is a joint statement that will be sent to the WHO to as a proof that the youth isn't just doing something random but doing something impactful and is meaningful for the community, and the youth is also doing something to protect their future. Should you please share your screen, Judy?
All
Next
right.
slide.
So Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, uh okay. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. Um, everyone, this is the joint statement of the Global Youth for Tobacco Control, and we hope that this statement would reach the World Health Organization and as well as our global leaders. So allow me to read the whole statement. So we, the Global Youth for Tobacco Control, stand united as a global collective of young advocates dedicated to safeguarding our generation from the harmful effects of tobacco and nicotine addiction. As the theme of the for the World No Tobacco Day 2025, Unmasking the Appeal urges us to confront the tobacco and nicotine industry continues to target youth through calculated and deceptive tactics. With sweetened flavors, toy-like packaging, and influencer-driven marketing, these companies mislead us into believing that their products are trendy, harmless, or even desirable. The industry's ability to adapt faster than regulation puts our generation at risk. It blurs the line between danger and lifestyle, manipulating young people through digital spaces, rebranding harmful products, and hiding addiction behind false promises. We refuse to be manipulated by the tobacco industry, whose legacy is built on endangering lives through harmful and deadly products. We refuse to be deceived by their so called charities, foundations, and corporate social responsibility programs that pretend to serve the public good while they remain the primary cause of disease, addiction, and death across generations. These efforts are not acts of goodwill. They are public relations strategies designed to distract, divide, and delay real action while they sponsor events, donate supplies, and claim to care for communities, they continue to push products that kill. We join the global call for immediate action to expose and dismantle these harmful strategies, and the time to act is now. We join in the collective call for a global ban on flavored tobacco and e cigarette products that mask the true dangers of nicotine addiction, strict regulation of digital marketing and influencer promotions to target youth through algorithms and content, enforcement of plain packaging standards, and the elimination of designs that appeal to children and young people, protection of policy making from industry interference in accordance with the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, Article 5.3, increased taxation on both conventional and electronic cigarettes to significantly reduce affordability, especially for children and youth. Greater investment in youth-led advocacy, education, and awareness efforts to equip young people with the tools to protect their health. We refuse to be the next generation addicted and deceived. Our voices are united. We see through the industry tactics and we stand for a future free from tobacco and nicotine dependence. On this World No Tobacco Day, we call on the World Health Organization, global health advocates, and leaders everywhere to act with urgency and resolve, and together unmask the appeal. So that's the whole statement, and we encourage our participants here in the room to join the statement by filling out the Google form. And part of the Google form is also the membership form for the Global Youth for Tobacco Control. And we hope that all the participants here in the room would be part of our global movement. Back to you, Daniel and Sarah.
Yeah. Thank you, Judy, for sharing the next step for us as youth to keep on moving and making changes through the joint statement. And as Judy mentioned, if you guys would like to be part of the statement, you can share the QR code that is shared on the screen or type in the link and on the chat box. Or yeah, you can click the link on the chat box or type in the link through your browser and write your name, your organization, and which country you are from to be included in a statement later. Or
Yes.
if you're just lazy, you can just type in your name, credentials in the chat box, and we will include it later on. Okay. I guess that's all for the event today. But before we end this, I am once again thankful for the amount of energy in the screens. Thank you to all the speakers who already joined us today, and also the questions, the interactions. And if you guys are comfortable, I would like to invite everyone to turn on your cameras because we will be having our photo session. Let's take a group photo for us to.
Yay. Come on, guys. It's group pictures time. So if you are comfortable enough to turn on your camera, please do. Or maybe if you prefer to use avatar, that's also okay. We still gonna capture you on our group picture now. So later on, we will also share with you the screenshot of today's sessions, including the group picture. So don't forget to also post it on your social media using our hashtag WNTDY4TC and hashtag protect the youth. You may also tag us on social media, especially Instagram. We have IYCTC, we have Y4TC, we have AYO, and we also have Beyond Health as well. So yeah,
Okay, are you
everyone
guys
is
ready for
ready
the
for
picture?
group picture?
I can't
Yay! Come on,
actually
give
see.
us your best smile. Yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
the operator can
Yeah.
remove spotlight for a minute. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, is
wow.
everyone ready? Okay. Um, on my count, yeah. Everyone ready? Okay. One. Okay, I think everyone is still trying to turning on their camera. I'll give you another 10 seconds, okay? In the meantime, everyone can just trying to, put some makeup if needed. No, I think it's already
We
evening
have
time.
two screens, so we will be
Yeah.
taking several times. So please just hold your smile.
Yes, because we are not sure which slice are you. Okay, I think we can start, Daniel.
Yeah.
On my count, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, one more
Okay, one
time.
more time. 1, 2, 3. Think that's enough?
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, our operator Sheila, YCTC. Thank you.
Okay then. As we are done with all the sessions and the group photo, I would like to say thank you again to everyone who has joined us today. Thank you for all the speakers. Thank you for all the audience, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye bye, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
everyone.
so much,
See you in
everyone.
another Y4TC
Thank you so
event.
much, everyone.